I'm here with James, and I think it's fair to say we've witnessed one of the games of the season. Maybe not in terms of quality, but in terms of actual events on the pitch. That was, wow.
I'm exhausted. This is 2 games in a row that I've ended the game exhausted. I really didn't need to be. We didn't need to concede that goal against Wolves and make that hard work. And we didn't need to make the errors we made today for Luton's goal. Look, Luton deserve a lot of credit. Let's get that very early because they took the game to us, they pressed us, they took us out of our rhythm. But yet we still had chances in terms of playing some decent football and getting near their goal. And they'll be really disappointed, and rightly so. We have found a way. But I still feel like, despite the praise I'm giving to Luton, we should never have conceded 3 goals. 2 on set pieces. I can understand you lose your man, you get beaten on a set piece, all right? You can't be perfect all the time, it happens. David Raya, you come to claim, you've got to put your fist through that. The third, letting it go under him is just embarrassing. It looks really amateurish. I think Ben White in the build-up to that was shocking because it happens earlier up the pitch. He's on the press, but he doesn't quite get there. He kind of leaves it. Then he doesn't go to engage again. He's sort of lingering in no man's land, doesn't get back into position. Once he does, it comes back out to Barkley, too slow to get to him and gives him all the space in the world. Should recognise that he was one of the players who was feeding themselves for Luton today. And between the two of them, not great. But obviously, Raya is going to get a lot of the blame today, and rightly so. It's time to drop him, make this a fair fight, give it to Ramsdale, because Raya hasn't pulled up trees. He's made a lot of errors in the past, David Raya, this season. And I actually think I've been quite good at not speaking on them too much. They happen, he's trying something different, playing out the back, you're going to take risks. I've been quite acknowledging the fact that David Raya is going to make some errors and he's setting into a new club or whatever, but enough's enough now. We've got another very good goalkeeper who could easily be our number 1, like he was last season in a title race. Make it fair, give him the minutes, because there is nothing to suggest, even from Raya last season, that he's clearly a better goalkeeper than Aaron Ramsdale, despite quite a few people thinking he is. Other than that, though, we fought back and we won the game, and also there's a lot of positives in that.
Yeah, that's a good point you make there. On a day like today or on an evening like tonight where we've scored 4 goals and, it looked to all intents and purposes that we were going to drop 2 points and we've come back and won the game. You don't want to dwell on the negatives, but I was interested in what you had to say about the goalkeeping situation there. But do you think it will happen? You've said it. 1 or 2 other people have said it. I'll be speaking to some of the other guys later. We pretty almost all of us on the watch along thought that the time has come now to make the change. But do you think the manager will do that?
No, he won't. No, he's his number 1. He's made that really clear. You couldn't give Ramsdale a start at the Emirates in the Champions League in front of the home crowd against Lens, which ended up being a 6-0 win with Raya having nothing to do. No, he's not going to give it, unless Raya's quite literally kicking them in the back of his own net every game and looks like a sabotage job. I don't think he's going to do it. You just said we won, and we shouldn't dwell too much on the negatives. But for anyone watching this fan cam, and there will be some, and they'll be in the comments, and they'll go, "Come on, we won. Why are you so negative?" Go and watch my last fan cam where we ended the game shaky against Wolves. Zini made a mistake. It was only 2-1. It was kind of a nervy end. And the main message was we played great and we created a lot of chances. So please, people, stop letting just results and scores dictate how you feel about performances and ultimately results and the way Arsenal played over 90 minutes. We weren't bad against Luton, but we weren't great, and I don't think we handled the occasion very well. And what I mean by that is we looked very complacent. So I want to send a special thanks to Gabby Jesus, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, because they were exceptional. They played at an 8+ out of 10. Then to Ødegaard and Havertz, because while there were moments in both their performances, there was a lot of good in both their performances. The assist from Ødegaard, the goal from Havertz. More than that, Havertz, I thought, looked a lot more comfortable in this game than he has for a long time. But they didn't shy from the task. They wanted the ball still. They wanted to play. They were committed in midfield. Even if they lost it, they were trying. I felt there were other players today that there was just a little bit of a complacency. Maybe not individuals, but as a team, it felt there was a complacency. But those players that I just mentioned, I thought stood up to it, and thank God for them.
No, I think you make some very good points there. All those guys you mentioned, I thought impacted the game, did their thing. And let's be honest, going away from home and, going down and stuff like that, you're thinking to yourself, it's not going to be our day, and then we come back. So you've got to give the team credit for that. So plenty of credit is given for that. But obviously people are also going to mention the fact that we let's be honest, we've gone life and death with Luton, who are, 17th in the table. A lot of people will be saying, and I can understand it, that you should be beating Luton fairly comfortably, even if it is away from home. Are we watching potential champions? Well, in Arsenal, of course, not Luton.
This performance is kind of chaotic, erratic, end-to-end, well, sort of end-to-end, but you know what I mean. Open performance isn't the norm of this season. So I'll put it down to champions find a way. That's what I will take from it, because I'm a fan. Why not? But a few more of those performances, and you start to go, this looks like last season. And last season, Southampton, West Ham, Bournemouth, teams we went life and death with. Yeah, we dropped points. So obviously we beat Bournemouth, but I take that as champions find a way. That's how.
I think that's a good point, because let's face it, Liverpool came to Luton and they went life and death, and they could only get a draw. Arsenal won, so at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. Okay, I want to move it on a little bit. We've seen what happened today. Obviously, you've called out Raya, which I think is fair enough, because I would be doing the same thing. Are there any other changes you would like to see for the game against Villa, which is likely? I say likely because you never know with the Premier League, to be an even more difficult assignment.
If Tomiyasu's fit, getting back in that team. For White or Kivior, don't think either of them cover themselves in glory today. Zinchenko, maybe, because when he comes in, we are just better as an attacking force. Raya for Ramsdale, but that won't happen. And that's it. Havertz, Ødegaard, Rice can keep their place. I'm not sure I like the makeup of this midfield. I like Rice. I like Ødegaard playing deeper at times, but with a real natural creator. We almost went 4-4-2 long ball today with Havertz up top. But hey, a different weapon, I suppose.
I just want to close on the Ødegaard situation, because that was an interesting one, because we all had slightly different takes there. I was looking at it thinking he's playing in a kind of quarterback role. He dropped a bit deeper, but he was doing some good things. And of course, he did provide the assist for the winner. I know some people on the panel wasn't overly impressed with his performance. I just want to hear your take on what you feel about Ødegaard today.
Like I said, he doesn't shy from it. He always wanted the ball. He was always trying. I think he can be a bit of an irritating player at times. I don't know why. Overpass, a touch too many or whatever. But it comes from him trying. That cross into the box is him trying. So if you keep trying, you find a way. He nearly got us a couple assists to really seal the points against Wolves. So he's a trier. There's no question about that. But that also reducing him to the stats unfair. He's got immense quality, and you saw that again in the last two games. At times, gives the ball away, or it's not, at times a little infuriating, maybe overplaying, but because he's really trying to get us up the pitch and make things happen. He's a class act, and I think he'll be a mainstay in this team for a long time, and I'm delighted he's our captain.